typical client will come to me perhaps when they're going through a period of expansion and they're starting to get quite concerned about the costs involved in the expansion. I will help by starting to map all of this out for the client in front of them. Clients at this stage are often quite heavily focused on increased overheads or additional costs that may be coming their way, which in actual fact can be quite negative for their mindset when they're thinking about expanding their business. I can turn this around for them by turning it into a plan. The first part of this plan is really trying to understand what the client's personal needs out of the business are, and that probably comes back to what sort of level of remuneration they would like to achieve from the business. We can then help them to get to grips and understand the overheads that are going to be incurred by the business, which then allows them to understand what potential profit margin they need to generate from selling their product or services. Once they understand the margin that needs to be achieved, they can then quickly focus on what their sales target needs to be for any particular month. Provided the team meet the sales target and they achieve the margins that are required and they collect the cash, then everything else should work for them. The mindset of the client has then changed from worrying about the overheads to a much more positive focus in terms of generating sales and what that number needs to be. We also try and take out surprises, as we find for the client this is not good for their cash flow. Using our planning tools that we put in place for them, we can predict up to 21 months in advance any tax payments that can be due, and this is crucial for getting this into the client's future cash flows. But the process doesn't end there. We ensure going forward that the client monitors and understands how they're doing against the targets that have been set and understanding the reasons for any fluctuations in here. This allows the client to then understand the effective decisions that they have made and allows them going forward to think about perhaps repeating those decisions or not, as the case may be. We will then sit down perhaps monthly or quarterly with the client to ensure that they have a full understanding of the numbers that they've achieved and where the business is going, thus allowing them to make informed decisions about the future of their business. Planning and monitoring is a key part of business strategy, and every business should try and involve some sort of planning into their future products. In my experience, it's far better to know about a problem and deal with it rather than bury your head in the sand.